So with Smash Ultimate looming extremely close on the horizon, there's something I'd like to talk about regarding competitive play. Ultimate is introducing a new mode that builds off Smash Tour's final component from Smash 4, Squad Strike. This mode is exactly how most of us expected it to play out, at least when you choose tag team style. You can fight in teams of 3 or 5 characters, and each character acts as a stock. I have Mario, Palutena, and King K. Rool on my team, for example, in that order. If I lose my first stock as Mario, my second stock immediately goes to Palutena. If she dies, then I'm on my last stock as K. Rool. It's a lot like the final battle you undergo. In Smash we use Smash Tour, or how Subspace Emissary worked with its character selection. It's also super similar to crew battles in other fighting games, like Dragon Ball FighterZ or Marvel vs. Capcom. Squad Strike also has an elimination style where each character fights one round in separate battles after another until each character's gone, but I'm mainly referring to Squad Strike tag team style. You can also set times and rules like regular Smash mode does. And while I'm obviously not the first to do this, I'm proposing we try to push for Squad Strike to be used competitively. Of course, with many new changes and things added to new fighting games, there should always be testing involved before making any big changes to the competitive scene. And we're about to enter Smash Ultimate's competitive planning phases soon, but I truly believe Squad Strike holds potential at being a fun and dynamic experience for competitive Smash players. I generally mean 3v3s as well in this case, assuming 3 stock matches return. And I'm not saying it should replace singles. Hell no, it doesn't have to be a complicated thing. It could start as a side event thing, and or we have tourneys set up in 3 categories being singles, doubles, then squad strikes depending on how much it grows. But whatever the case may be, I believe Squad Strike deserves a chance at going competitive. Now, why do I think Squad Strike should be legalized for tournaments? For one thing, there's an inherent increase in character variety as well as character exploration encouragement. Squad Strike encourages you to be diverse with more than one character, widen your range of options, and be flexible and adaptable to different matchups and opponents. The roster size is gargantuan, and the number of matchups and overall potential for the meta is staggering. This helps you try and flesh out your options more and discover new things you could do with more characters. We'll be able to dig through these characters and learn more about them more quickly and grow as players. While the argument can be made that the more you focus on 1 or 2 characters, the easier it'll be to master them, expanding your horizon to other characters helps increase your chances at learning more matchups, adapting to different scenarios, and outcomes on the fly with more than one character. A wise man once said, to become the best at this game, you do gotta know and or try everyone a little bit, right? I'm not talking maining everyone. I mean actually knowing the character's playstyles, advantages, and weaknesses upon facing them. Not everyone wants to commit to 3 characters, and that's fair, but you can make the same argument for doubles as well. Some people just don't work proficiently in teams of 2 players, and even then there are those who do want to commit to 3, maybe even more characters beyond that. It can be its own thing separate from singles and doubles because we know it's not going to replace those styles of competitive play. Secondly, it promotes player identity and holds many different combinations to be discovered. Squad Strike essentially functions the same as 1v1s, only with the stocks themselves locked to whatever character you choose. Imagine instead of being proficient as a certain character, you build a proficient crew. Whether your crew is built based on your playstyle, how each character and their playstyles complement each other on the crew, so on and so forth. How you organize your squad and how much you make the most out of them can not only display and encourage competence and knowledge, but creativity as well. For instance, Mario, a combo-heavy aerialist with good movement, can cover for Incineroar's strong attacks and patient playstyle, yet exploitable recovery and average movement options. Imagine Pokemon Trainer Squad Strikes, or seeing squads of fast, rust-down characters, or a mix of different archetypes. There's a lot of interesting combinations and permutations to be had. Thirdly, it's just inherently more interesting from a player's perspective as well as a spectator's perspective. This is a format Smash has yet to fully see and utilize, and many fighting game fans love watching games where players hone their skills with multiple characters on a team, not just a single character or 2 per match. The fact that there's a lot of variety in characters looking at the roster alone, character combinations, ideas for character combinations, etc., can help people become invested in seeing how people combine their squads and how skilled they can be, while also encouraging players to be invested in seeing what kind of combos they can make, how flexible they can become, how rapidly they can adapt, etc., especially if there isn't a small, clear group of top tiers. It could be a really fun experience for both parties, and both players and spectators alike would like to try and see how well Squad Strike could pan out. If it has potential at creating a great experience, I think it's worth a shot. There can be ways Squad Strike competitive could be more complicated than expected. The game can flourish competitively with just singles and doubles alone. There are valid reasons and ways this may not go as well as intended. However, I do believe this has a good shot at making competitive Smash much more fun and diverse. I go to tournaments and I do play Smash 4 competitively, so I feel like my input is valid here. Players can learn, flex, and adapt with more than one character, along with discovering and utilizing some characters' metagame at a faster pace. It capitalizes on Smash Ultimate's ginormous roster. It could promote creative freedom and thousands of combinations among players based on who they select for their squads and why, and it would provide even a slightly healthy change of pace and scenery for competitive Smash that most fighting games already adopted. I think Squad Strike has potential and should be pushed as another way to play Smash competitively. What do you guys think in the comments? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why or why not? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching this quickie, and stay tuned for more Smash Ultimate content and other things Smash Brothers. Stay super.